Shattering conventional wisdom. John Stossel.
How many of you believe in ghosts? A couple of you, but you raised your hand before. All right, well, I'm glad it's fewer now. 27% of Americans believe in ghosts. How many of you have felt in touch with someone who died? If you'd raise your hand. Just one here. 29% of Americans say they have felt in touch with someone who died. I'm not even going to ask you how many of you believe in astrology, but 25% of Americans say they believe in astrology. Or psychics. Psychics claim that they will help people find dead bodies, and the police do hire them. People often believe, the police sometimes believe, and yet, if any of it were true, you'd think the astrologers or the psychics or the ghost hunters, whatever, would be eager to prove it were true, because not only would they be proven right, they'd make $1 million. This man will give you $1 million if you could just prove that you actually have an ability that can't be explained by science. Really, you will?
Yep, it's in the bank.
He's magician James Randi, and he runs the James Randi Educational Foundation, which offers that $1 million. So how does that work?
Well, all people have to do is make a claim, come to us, fill out the form, arrange a protocol, and then we have somebody else do the test. I don't do it myself because they say I put out evil vibrations, you see. And they believe in this sort of thing. They believe in quantum vibrations and all this nonsense. And they don't want to be tested by me personally, so I usually have someone else that they trust and that I trust do the test. So we've done over 200 of them all over the world so far.
Nobody's gotten close to the $1 million?
You can't get close to it, John. It's a case of we designed the protocol in such a way that you can tell right away without doing any judging. Like, lean out the window. You can fly by flapping your arms? Go ahead. Whoops. You lose.
What kind of people really apply for it?
Well, these are people who are believers. They really are believers.
Believers in what?
In their own powers. They say they can cure sickness, that they can douse for water in the ground with a forked stick. They have all kinds of claims like this.
And how do you test it?
Well, it depends exactly on what the claim is.
Say dowsing.
Oh, dowsing, for example. If they say they can find water underground, we take them around a field if they use a forked stick or whatever, and we count the number of times that they're successful and the number of times that they fail. But then we do it by random drilling as well, and we find out whether that agrees with it. If it's not spectacularly above what would be expected by chance alone, sorry, you lose.
And some of the hucksters, I'd call them, genuinely believe that they have this gift. I mean, when I was doing consumer reporting and I would go after the people selling the breast enlargers and the baldness cures and all this nonsense, I thought they were just cheats. But a lot of them really had come to believe that their stuff worked.
Well, some of them do, but these people like John Edward and Sylvia Brown and such, these are people who make big money advising people this way. Sylvia Brown alone gets $750 for a 20-minute conversation over the telephone, and she's booked up for the next 2 years. Now, that's a pretty good business. I don't think anybody in this audience, certainly not I, makes that kind of money.
And you don't think she really believes she has a gift?
I don't think so, no. Because when she works around it, you know, she comes up with something which is absolutely wrong. And they, oh, yes, but I was mistaken for the color of the graphics on the fourth wall. She makes all kinds of excuses right away. You have to be quick thinking in order to do that.
Well, people make money off people's dubious beliefs in things like these special bracelets. And I've been wearing this one all weekend. Shaquille O'Neal, the basketball player, wears one just like it. Could this make me stronger? There are lots of these bracelet companies, and they all make similar claims.
For those who are serious about living a healthy lifestyle, the Q-Ray bracelet is for you.
Just watch these strength and balance tests. Without iRenew, these people couldn't even stay on their feet.
So what about that test that they do, this demonstration? The people seem sincere. They get pulled over, and then with the bracelet, they don't.
All right, let's try one, shall we?
Okay.
All right, take off the bracelet, first of all. I'll hold it
Happily,
for you.
this isn't working.
It's very powerful. You got to be careful of these things. Oh, the vibrations alone. Now, stand over here, if you would, John.
Over here? Okay.
Yes. Now, I'm going to ask you to hold your hands together behind your back, clenched like this, all right? There we go. Now turn a little bit like this. That's fine. Now I'm going to push down on your hands in order to make you fall over, and I think you probably will. I'll put this powerful bracelet aside for a moment here. Now you should fall over because I'm pushing straight down and I'm pulling you over. All right, here we go. Look at that. Gee, you don't want to be hit by a falling Stossel. That could be fatal, I'm told. All right, I'm going to do it again now. I'm pushing down with you with the measure. Whoops, my goodness. All right, now, I'm going to ask you to hold this bracelet. You can hold it in your hand, or you can put it on the wrist. Go ahead, slip it on your wrist. All right, now turn around again. Now, at this point, you shouldn't fall over if you're wearing the power bracelet, right? I'll do it again. Ready? Now, I'm pushing much harder than I did before.
Feels the same.
But you didn't fall over.
So what's the gimmick?
Well, the gimmick is very simple. I was holding you up. Do it again. You see, before I pushed down like this, and he fell over. He came this way because I was pushing him. But now I stood up against him like this, and when he comes back, he's leaning against me. He doesn't fall over. Now, that's only one demonstration that these people do. They do a great number of them just like this.
Well, who wants my bracelet here? I've worn this all week. But, you know, Shaquille O'Neal, whoops, I assume he's big and strong.
Oh, he's very big.
Because of the... All right, no, I guess he got big and strong before the bracelets. So there's $1 million out there. All you have to do is show that this stuff that a third of Americans believe works.
Now, John, I'm amazed. I went by the doorway just a moment as I came into the studio. There isn't a lineup of people out there all waiting and saying, I want the million. They would be lined up outside this studio. They would be lined up outside any place I went in the world if they were really sincere. There are millions of people out there who say they've got these mystical powers, that they can influence you, they can predict the future, they can tell your fortunes and whatnot. Where are they? $1 million prize. It's there. Come and get it.
Put his money where your mouth is. Thank you, James Randi. You do a wonderful thing with your foundation. Next, I will tell you what I'm really skeptical about, and you should be too. I began my television career as a consumer reporter, partly because I was a skeptic. Okay, also because I was a stutterer and I didn't want to try to compete with Sam Donaldson shouting questions at press conferences. But I mainly became a consumer reporter because I was skeptical of many claims made by those greedy businesses that wanted to sell me stuff. And at the time, there were no TV reporters checking out the claims. So I told my bosses, I'll do it. And there was a lot to be skeptical about. Hucksters were selling breast enlargers, burn fat while you sleep pills. The Coffee Institute was running ads saying, coffee's the drink that picks you up while it calms you down. So I called them up and asked, how can you say this? It's contradictory. They said, well, we surveyed people. We asked them, what do you get out of your coffee break? Some people said it picked them up. Others said it calmed them down. Today, I could spend all my time on skeptical investigations of nonsense like those bracelets that they claim make you stronger. After all, lots of people waste money on them.
We bought them one time.
Did it work?
Didn't work.
No, I didn't think so.
So they got ripped off, and consumer reporters should report on stuff like that. But after doing it for 25 years, I realized the harm that was done to people from products like that is minor compared to the big ripoff we need to be most skeptical about, and that's government. Government promises fiscal responsibility. Then they spend like drunken sailors. Though that's not fair to the sailors because they spend their own money. Government promises to cure poverty, and then their programs perpetuate poverty. They promise to create jobs, and then they create 1,000-page bills that make life so complex and unpredictable that entrepreneurs are afraid to create jobs. Almost all their promises end up making life worse. but few people approach government with even a fraction of the skepticism it deserves. Whether you believe in God or medical bracelets or global warming, that's your business. I may have an opinion about whether you're smart or stupid, but if you waste money on, say, those bracelets, that mostly harms you. But not having enough skepticism toward government hurts all of us, because government is force. When government sells us bunk, we have to pay for it. Doesn't matter if we don't believe or don't want the junk, government makes us pay for whatever it's selling. If you don't pay your taxes, men with guns will eventually come to your home and make sure you do. They'll lock you up. So, it's good to be skeptical, but it's really good to be skeptical about government. And that's our show for tonight. Thanks for watching. Good night.
Catch the post-show conversation and get ticket information at johnstossel.com.